Stop looking at the exchange rate on your screen for just a moment. While the internet is flooded with rumors and dates, something much bigger is happening quietly behind the closed doors of the Central Bank of Iraq. Prime Minister Al-Sudani recently made a statement that many people missed. He didn't just talk about the economy, he talked about financial sovereignty. In the world of global finance, sovereignty is a code word for a currency that stands on its own, without a peg and without restrictions. If you are holding dinar and waiting for a change, you might be looking at the wrong indicators. Today, we are going to decode exactly what the Prime Minister meant, why the electronic banking shift is the final piece of the puzzle, and why the silence from the CBI might actually be the loudest signal we have heard in 20 years. Welcome back to USA Fans. Let's look at the reality. To understand where we are going, we have to look at what the Prime Minister is actually doing. For years, Iraq was held back by international sanctions known as Chapter 7. That era is technically over, but the economic chains remained. When Sudani speaks about regaining control, he is referring to the control of Iraq's own money. For decades, Iraq's oil revenue has been heavily scrutinized by the U.S. Federal Reserve. This was for protection, yes, but you cannot have a globally traded, valuable currency if you don't control your own bank account. The recent moves by the government to secure international agreements are not just diplomatic photo ops. They are the legal framework required to make the dinar an internationally recognized currency. Sudani knows that to rebuild Iraq, the purchasing power of the dinar must increase. You cannot rebuild a nation with a currency that buys nothing. Now, let's talk about the technical side. This is the part that bored investors ignore, but it is actually the most critical step for a revaluation. The central bank is aggressively pushing for a cashless society. Why? Is it just to be modern? No, it is to kill the black market. As long as there are trillions of physical dinar notes circulating in the streets, the central bank cannot control the value. By forcing merchants, gas stations, and citizens to use point-of-sale systems, the CBI is sucking the physical cash out of the market. Think about it: supply and demand. When the supply of physical notes decreases and the demand for the digital dinar increases for trade, what happens to the value? It must go up. This digital transformation is not a suggestion, it is a requirement for the new monetary era. But a digital system needs a legal backbone. This brings us to the elephant in the room, the hydrocarbon law, or the oil and gas law. Investors have been waiting for this for over a decade. Why is it so important for the currency? Because right now, Iraq's wealth is not fully unified. Once this law passes, it unifies the revenue stream from Kurdistan to Basra. It creates a unified national balance sheet. And here is the connection to the World Trade Organization, the WTO. Iraq is in the final stages of accession to the WTO. You cannot join the high table of global trade with a multi-rate currency system or a currency that is heavily sanctioned. The WTO requires a stable, tradable currency. The pressure is not just coming from the Iraqi people, it is coming from the international community. They need Iraq open for business, and that requires a revalued, recognized dinar. Now, I need to be very clear with you. This channel is about facts, not hype. We see videos every day promising a rate change tomorrow or next week. Prime Minister Sudani and the CBI have made it clear they value stability over speed. A sudden, overnight shock to the system can be dangerous if the infrastructure isn't ready. The project to delete the zeros and restructure the currency is still on the table. It has never been canceled. But it is a process, not an event. The delays we are seeing are not failures, they are preparations. They are ensuring that when they pull the trigger, the system doesn't crash. So, what should you do? Watch the actions, not the rumors. Watch the implementation of the budget and watch the digital transaction volume. Iraq is moving away from the dollar and standing on its own 2 feet. The road has been long, but the destination remains the same. A sovereign, strong Iraq with a currency that reflects its true wealth. We will be monitoring the parliamentary sessions closely this week. If you want the truth without the hype, make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. This is USA Fans signing off. See you in the next update.